Hi everyone, good evening. Good evening everyone. Good evening. Okay, let me start the first book also. Yes. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know where you're watching from. Okay, I'm looking at two screens. So if you see me looking at both sides, just know I have two screens in front of me. So I'll be moving my eyes all the time. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. Let me know where you're watching from. And I hope the day is not gone yet. I hope our day is going fine. Or I hope our day was fine today. Thank you so much, Banigos. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm looking at two screens. Okay. Thank you so much, Banigo, for joining me. So today I want to talk about flight reservation. I got two persons spoke to me. That was last week about this flight reservation. So I thought of bringing it up so that we can talk about it. For those that know and for those that don't know, it's good for us to know about it, for us to be aware, so that we block every chances whereby we 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 are being caught, because sometimes there are some mistakes that we could have prevented, probably if someone must have told us. But if nobody talks to us about that, we'll make that mistake. And by the time the result comes out, we'll say, "Oh, had I known, I would have done what is needed at that time." But then the result would have been out, and it would have been a careless mistake. So today I want to talk about the flight reservation. Yes. So regarding when you are filling your application form, it's normal that you are expected to make a reservation, your flight reservation, your accommodation, your rent, that where you're going to stay in Portugal, whether as a visitor or as a student. But right now I'm talking to students, but it's the same thing for visitors also. But today I'm specifically talking to students. Okay. So at the process of booking, making our application, definitely you're going to um, do your visa application. At the process of filling, you have a lot of things, and if you're not careful, when you don't put what you're expected to put, one, there will be visa denial, and that is what we don't want. For as many of us that sorry, I'm looking at two screens. For as many of us that we have booked, we have paid our tuition fee. That tuition fee, I know it's a whole lot of money, and you can't just pay the tuition fee and your visa is being denied. It would really be a big pain. That is what we don't want. That's what we want to avoid. I think I should say I have a YouTube channel where at least I talk to a lot of people. So people share their experiences with me. So someone showed me, that was last year, someone showed me his visa that was denied. So I wanted to know the reason why the visa was denied. So he sent me the copy of the letter, and it stated that the person is a male. The person, the I'm going to paraphrase. I'm not going to say it word. I can't actually remember, but paraphrasing, it says that the person that looked at the document, because someone will definitely look at your document. The person stated that they're scared that the person might not return back to the country, and that was why he was denied. Why was he denied particularly? It was because of his insurance. Because of his insurance, they said the person doesn't have enough insurance. Imagine a student who is coming to do a master's course for 2 years, and you're booking um, when you're doing your insurance, you're doing an insurance of 3 months. When you know you're going to spend 2 years in Portugal, what you should do, what a student will do, is a 1 year insurance. Okay, you'll note that you're going to do 1 year insurance. If you're doing 3 months, it means probably, for example, you have not gotten a resident card and you're sick. Who do you want to take care of you when you're sick? The insurance should be able to cover you. And so, if you are a student, you should have an insurance of at least 1 month, 1 year. It is only those who are coming to visit. For example, you're coming to visit also. You don't do insurance of 1 year because you're coming with a visit visa, you're coming with a Schengen visa. Okay. If you're requesting for a visit of 2 weeks, then probably you should do an insurance of 1 month. You don't go and do insurance of 1 year. If you're coming for a visit and you do insurance for 1 year, it will definitely be denied, because what they would say is you're coming, you don't want to go back to your country when you come back here. They feel you are coming for a visit, probably you want to do a tourist visa, you're applying for a tourist visa, and you are doing an insurance for 1 year. It means you want to overstay. So your insurance should be either, if you've stated that you're staying for 2 weeks, then your insurance should be 1 month, not 1 year. If you're doing 1 year, it means you're staying back. That's what it means. That's what the person that will check your documents, the person that will investigate your documents will write. You're not coming, so it's denied. So for a student, if you're coming, ensure that your insurance is for 1 year. Don't do less than 1 year, because you're you're coming for you're coming for a study for 2 years, minimum of 2 years. You're coming for masters, you're coming for PhD, or you're coming for your BSc. The minimum is 1 year. Okay, that's noted. So for the flight that I'm particular about, yes, before now, you don't do online, like you don't book for appointment. But now you have to book for your appointment, and when you're booking for your appointment, there you are being asked, okay, put in your visa, everything about your reservation, your flight, your hotel, whether you're staying in a hotel or you have someone already here that can give you their address. So for the visa, for the flight reservation, I would advise that when you're putting your visa reservation, please kindly put in your return. Make a reservation. And when you're making the reservation, okay, please note this. When you're making your reservation, don't don't pay for your flight yet. Okay, meet agents that can help you, that can collect, maybe probably they collect 5,000, probably they collect maybe 7,000 naira from you and book it. Okay, when you do that, you can now later, when the visa comes to you, you can now change whatever you want to change. Probably at that time, when your visa comes to you, you will then sit down and think and now begin to plan. It is when your visa comes to you, that is when you're going to plan when you are actually coming to Portugal. It's not now that you are applying. Yes, you can just give them a random date. And like I said, when you are booking for your flight reservation, that you're for visa purposes, I'm talking for visa purposes, please ensure that you put your return. Why did I say so? Usually it is, I don't know whether it's a policy, but usually it is assumed that when you're coming to a country for the first time, you should have your return ticket. Yes, you should have your return ticket, so that, no, I know majority of us that we are coming, we have good intention, but so that for those who have maybe they've done something maybe at the airport, they can easily return them back. So it is usually a norm that you should have your return ticket, so that you are not denied. They don't have anything to deny. They don't have any, like, the truth is they are looking for every slightest opportunity to just deny. So you that you are aware, you're knowledgeable, you have heard it, why not just block it? Instead of paying for your flight ticket, you don't know whether you're going to have, whether the visa would be granted or not. But then by the time you have given the agent, they know how to do it, because before now you can actually book your flight ticket yourself, like make a reservation for yourself without you paying. But I think now for you to make the reservation, you have to pay. I think that is what it's now what they are doing now. So now if you're doing it yourself, they want you to pay for it. But when you give it to agents to do it for you, they can do the return. Make a reservation, like you giving them 5,000. At least if you lose 5,000, then you're losing hundreds of thousands. If you lose 5,000, it should not really have effect on you. It will not really pain you. But when you lose a huge amount of money, now listen to me. I'm talking about for visa processes. That you want to apply for your visa. It is expected that you have your flight reservation, right? So what I'm saying is, don't don't pay for your flight, okay? And when you are making the reservation, do a return. That's, you're paying to come to Portugal and you're returning back. Do that reservation. So when the visa is now given to you, if you now want to do your one way, like one way only, you don't want to pay for return, you can now decide for yourself. But usually, when you're feeling for that visa purposes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about when you are now coming to Portugal. For visa purposes, please do a return. I've seen, someone reached out to me and said, should I make just one way? I said no. It is a norm. It's like, it's just of recent that I think last year we saw some students that did one way, just coming to Portugal. They didn't pay for return. But for visa purposes, please don't allow anyone to talk you over. Do what is right. It's like a norm. It's just of reason. You don't know who is going to handle your case. Other people might do it and they go away with it, and it might not reach your turn. It's another story entirely. So it is advisable when your agent, because I know you will not just go and pay for the ticket, when your agent is feeling for you, do a return ticket, okay? It is advisable. It would help you a lot. Don't give any chance for your visa to be denied, okay? That's all I want to talk about visa and flight reservation. Ensure, I know what I'm saying, ensure that you do a two-way ticket, like go come. Yes, go come. In a layman's language, you're paying to come to Portugal and you're paying to return. Do that reservation. Then when you are now coming fully to Portugal, if you decide, if you want to do a two-way, of course we know two-way it's cheaper than one way. So if you do your two-way, if that is what you want, fine. But for the sake of visa purposes, do that, okay? Don't give anyone a chance. And like I've said earlier, your flight ticket, Your insurance, when you're doing your insurance, ensure that you do a 1 year insurance. It's very important to do that, and at least do your own part and know that you have done your part, you have played your part. And also your account statement, please ensure that you are building your account statement. Okay, you might not really have much, but you should have money in your account. You know that your money is very important, but ensure that your account statement is being built. How? Imagine someone who has 10 million naira in our account, and someone who has 5 million, and the person who has 10 million just have maybe like 20 pages, while the one that has 5 million has like 100 pages. I tell you, if they would give anyone among the two, if they decide, if they sit and want to give someone a visa, they would rather give that one with that 5 million. Why? Because they'll say the turnover, the account is a busy account. Money comes in, money goes out. Money comes in, money goes out. Okay. Ensure your account is busy. How will you know if an account is busy? That's what people would always ask. How they will know is the number of pages. Okay. For example, okay, I have a book here. Pages, you have your pages. Someone is printing an account statement. For example, you're printing an account statement and you have a bulky account statement. You know you're submitting 3 months, right? You're having a bulky one, and someone is just having like 3 or 4 or 10. Another one is having like 50. I tell you, if they would give, they want to give that person with 50, because they feel, no, this person has money. Money is always coming and money is always going on. The other one having maybe a scanty account, they'll feel, I am very sure that this person borrowed money. I'm very sure that this person actually got this money somewhere, and after the interview, the person would would return it. So these are what they are looking at. And if if you are actually determined, you really want to, like I said, someone who wants to travel. It's not only Portugal, to other countries also, whether to US, to Canada. It takes determination. It takes someone who is rugged, someone who is actually a go-getter, because it's actually not easy to gather your document, to gather all. It's not easy. But when you are determined, when you're not giving up, you actually get it. I hope the actual message I'm passing out today, which is the return ticket, is being noted. Please, I'm still emphasizing on it. Your flight ticket, ensure that for visa purposes only, listen, for visa purposes only, ensure that you have your GoCom. You're doing a return ticket. Don't give anyone chance. Don't give anyone opportunity. Don't allow them to say the reason why we're denying this visa is because of this. No. Ensure your account statement is okay. The truth is, if you have your document, if you have your things intact, they have no reason. It's not I've not seen, it's not an embassy whereby you say, let me use my own dialect, Imamadu. Like, someone, then because I know someone, I'm going to give someone money. When you have your document, when you have your thing, your stay. Okay, another thing is your letter of intent. When you're writing it, ensure you write, you are returning back to your own country after your study. I don't know how you're going to write it, but when you're writing your intent, letter of intent, ensure that you state you are returning back to your country after your study. They want to hear that. They want to hear you are returning back immediately after your study. I'm returning back to my company to practice that which I have learned. Okay, and write it. make them know that you are also proud of your country and you're returning back. Okay, for every one of us, we know majority of us will not even return back, but write it. Okay, when you want to get something, when you know the language somebody likes, you tend to speak that language. Write the write what they like. They want you to return back. Yes, I'm returning back to my country. So when you finish, it's now left for you to decide if actually you want to go back. And remember, I used to say, when you come into Portugal, please prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Ensure that you pay part of your tuition fee. You're prepared for your accommodation. It's really important. When you come in, it's actually difficult to see someone who would want to accommodate you. It's really difficult. Yes, because mostly mostly in the houses, each one, if you are, let's say for example, a T3, which is a 3-bedroom flat in Nigeria, each person stays in a room. Two persons don't stay, except if other roommates agrees. Okay, so ensure that you do what is right, know what you want, and that is it. Okay, it's really a beautiful place to stay if only you can prepare yourself. Prepare for your accommodation, prepare for your feeding, prepare prepare everything, your tuition fee. It's really important. I made a video on estimate spending of a single student, of uh, a person with kids. It's the fact. I did not sugarcoat. Okay, go and watch that video if you have not watched. You don't think you are going to earn, and you think you're going to pay your tuition fee, you're going to pay your accommodation fee, you're going to pay feeding, everything. It's not going to be easy. But if you have paid part of your tuition, if you have paid your tuition, then it might be easier for you. Okay, if you have watched up to this moment and you have gotten value, thank you so much. I will be ending the YouTube video right now. Okay, thank you so much and see you. I'll continue with my Facebook. Okay, bye bye.